What's going on, everyone? Hope you guys are having a great 2025. Start of the new year, everyone, even though crazy stuff's going on like wildfires. But to make sure that we don't get into a very sad note here, we're here to talk about Dragon Quest, of course. As this is 2025 and we know already Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake is due out this year. And we don't know about other titles like Dragon Quest XII, what's going on with that game, if we're going to see more than just Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. And of course Switch 2, what's going to happen there. So we're going to answer all these questions today. Before we dive right in, make sure you go out and hit that subscribe button. It's free, you might as well do it, and I really do appreciate it. So the first thing I want to tackle is Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. As we know already, this is due out this year. But when exactly this year? They haven't given us a specific release date, just 2025. I know some people are speculating that it'll come out early 2025, and even before the start of the new year, I had some people tell me that they expected in February, to which I just personally didn't see it. It'd just be way too much competition with Monster Hunter Wilds, the Pirate Yakuza game, and many other titles to my understanding, including at the time Assassin's Creed Shadows, to which as of this recording, that game got delayed again. Funny how things work. But that's beside the point. I personally felt that we would see Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake in the first half of 2025. At the earliest, I felt it would come out in March. But obviously, seeing how we're in January now, and my predictions are slightly changing here and there, I don't see a March prediction anymore. And the question is, what exactly do I see now? Well, there's two things that come to mind of when exactly we will see gameplay of 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. That will answer the question of when we will see 1 and 2 release here in 2025. So the first one is a February Nintendo Direct. There's been rumors going around from some leakers that there will be one final Nintendo Direct dedicated to Switch 1 titles before they start doing the crossbreed Nintendo Directs where they focus on Switch 1 and Switch 2 titles. And I do think Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake does have a chance to be in the February Direct. It is indeed a Switch 1 title, it was announced as a Switch 1 title, so it kind of makes sense to me that this is where they'll show off gameplay for 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. And if that's the case, then we will see the game release either in April or at the latest June. And the reason I say that is, I also feel that this game will be a launch title for the Switch 2, or a launch window title. And if you guys don't know what launch window is, it just really means that it'll come up a month or two after the system release. So if we do get this game in a February Direct, then yeah, expect it in the first half of 2025. If you don't get it in this February Direct, and we have to wait for a little bit more, then that will mean we'll probably see it at Dragon Quest Day at a live stream, and then we'll get more proper information in a June Direct. And it'll probably release around the same time as 3 HD 2D Remake, which will be in November. Though I'm kind of feeling that it will be in the first half of 2025. The other one is if we don't get it in the February Direct, then it just makes sense it'll be at Dragon Quest Day. Or of course, worst case scenario, it gets delayed to 2026. But I don't see that happening. So that's my prediction on 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. And now moving on, let's talk about Dragon Quest XII. As obviously we only really get some statements from Yuji Horii here and there, whether it's in interviews or his own Twitter account. And in the case of Dragon Quest XII, I do think we might see something finally for this game. Correct me if I'm wrong, back when Dragon Quest XI was unveiled, we had gameplay for that game about 2 years before release in Japan, which they unveiled it in 2015 and then they released it in 2017. And I personally don't feel this game is coming out in 2025. That would be way too crazy of a year for Dragon Quest and I'm not feeling it just yet. But I do think we will see gameplay this year at the very least. Seeing how we're probably going to see a Switch 2 reveal relatively soon and we get some big Switch 2 presentation, I think that's where we'll see Dragon Quest XII. We'll finally get a proper unveiling of the game, and then we'll get some more information come Dragon Quest Day, either in a live stream or what have you, and we're going to start beginning the marketing hype for Dragon Quest XII. That's kind of my prediction right there, is that we'll get something in a Nintendo Switch reveal. What exactly it'll be, probably be pretty little, just a little snippet, and then we'll get some more information come Dragon Quest Day. That's my gut feeling in regards to Dragon Quest XII. And now moving on, let's talk about some ports. Because in the past 2 years, we did see some ports of older Dragon Quest titles to other systems, like Dragon Quest Treasures to PC, Monsters the Dark Prince on PC and mobile, and we also had the mobile version of Builders over to PC. And this time around, I don't think we'll see any new ports. I don't see them wanting to expand some of their titles over to other platforms, and I also don't think it's a big deal for Square Enix to prioritize porting treasures or monsters over to Xbox or PlayStation. Obviously, I've been wrong before when I made that whole prediction about Monsters the Dark Prince not coming to Steam, and maybe in this case right here, I'll be wrong again, but at this moment in time, I don't see treasures or Monsters the Dark Prince coming to PlayStation or Xbox. And let's just say my first prediction about 1 and 2 HD 2D coming in the first half of 2025 becomes true. What's going to fill in the gap for the later half of 2025? I'm already saying that 12 won't come out this year, so what will fill that role for the holiday season? Because I do feel Square Enix does want a title out for the holiday season just so they can rake in those sales. There might be a possible spin-off coming out. I don't know exactly what that'll be, but seeing how we're predicting that 1 and 2 HD 2D comes out in the first half, kind of makes sense to me that they'll have one more spin-off title for the later half, but who knows at this point. Maybe the second prediction is true and we just get 1 and 2 HD 2D and it comes out in November. And now the last thing I want to mention is Switch 2. As obviously this is a brand new console coming out, and we've been hearing some things about Nintendo releasing patch updates for their older titles for Switch 2, just so they can run at higher frame rates, higher resolutions, what have you. And I do think Square Enix is going to jump in and give some performance patches to some of their titles. And in regards to Dragon Quest, I personally think they'll give some performance updates to Dragon Quest XI's, Dragon Quest III HD 2D, and when 1 and 2 HD 2D comes out, it'll already have the patch update, so you can run it at 60 frames per second or a higher resolution. I don't think any of their spin-off titles will receive this performance update. Possibly Dragon Quest X Online will get this performance update alongside 10 offline, but at this moment in time, my gut feeling tells me it's just 11S, 3 HD 2D, and 1 and 2. And in regards to what this will be, for 11S, it will be 60 FPS, same thing goes with 3 HD 2D, and as for resolution, probably 4K when you play it docked, 1080p when you play it handheld. And that's all my prediction that I have for today's video. Primarily, 2025 will be focused on 1 and 2 HD 2D, we'll get some of those information on Dragon Quest XII, and we might get one more spin-off title to end off the year for the holiday season. But of course, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you have a different prediction than I do, let me know. And of course, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe as well. And you want to see more videos, do check out these videos right here. I personally think you'll enjoy them. See you guys on the next one. Take care.